there's a generation coming up that is different than the generation that exists maybe in the world of golf and apparel. Our main mission and objective is to be that brand for those people and provide quality, quantity, and overall price.
It is Waste Management Week, and I'm going. And I'm thrilled. I'm gonna be there Friday night. I'm gonna be there Saturday all day, Sunday all day. Why? If you watch the rest of this video, you'll see why I'm there. You know what? I'll tell you. Because in Scottsdale, Arizona, where the Waste Management Tournament is happening, there's a guy named Bert Brunner. There's a brand called Devereux Golf, and I had a little chat with them. That's what this video is, a chat with Bert Brunner. And at the end of our chat, he said, you know, we got this spring line coming out. We've got the Waste Management. I was like, oh, you guys do it big for the Waste Management? He said, we do it big. Hey, we'll get you a ticket. We've got a suite on 16. Come out, have a big time. We'll have you out there. I said, Bert, don't say that. Don't say that to me and not mean it, because I will take you up on it. And I think he still thought I wouldn't take him up on it. But then I texted him, I said, Bert, I've got a flight out to Phoenix. If you were serious about that, let me know, because I'm there. And he said, hey, Saturday, Sunday, you're there, come through. It'll be a big time, experience it. So I'm there. Anyway, I'm thrilled. This is the People's Open, Scottsdale, Arizona, in the desert, stadium course. Not stadium course, but you know what I mean. The stadium hole. It's gonna be awesome. Gotta catch my breath a little bit. Anyway, this video, I get to interview and just chat golf with Bert Brunner. Bert's one of the co-founders of Devereux Golf. Great hang, great time. He's got his priorities straight. His business is headed in the right direction. The reason I was so excited to talk with him is because I love Devereux. I think they've got this perfect blend of creativity, style, an ode to tradition, but also like to the new way forward in golf. They're allowing people to step out of, you know, their comfort zone a little bit, dress the way, you know, they want to on the golf course. And I'm all about it. I'm really excited. So without further ado, here it is. Me and Bert talking golf. I love it. I love it. Excited to hear what you guys think. There's gonna be more like this coming out soon, but let's get it. So do you go by Bert or do you go by Robert?
Yeah.
Cool.
Robert's all the default. Bert's the friend, the handshake. So there you go.
Yeah. I got that. I get that. Well, tell me a little bit about yourself, story, early career, getting into Devereux, what that's looked like. I'm curious.
All the things, all the juice, man.
Yeah.
Most definitely. Thanks for reaching out first off, and kudos to you for getting stuff going and putting yourself out there. That's always more difficult than what I could.
I appreciate that.
Understands, but good job there. I'll give you the background of Devereux, kind of where we've been, who we are, all the meats of it though. My brother and I started this company 2013, 2014. Really just rooted in we started around the same time like Travis Matthew was popping and popular, right? So that's when we got into golf. Not that we didn't play before that, but that's more when we got into understanding that there was apparel sector side of golf that seemed interesting. I kind of settled my own mission of getting into the apparel business and went to school and studied fashion just to have an understanding of like how garments are constructed and birthed the brand out while I was there. And with that, like the first few years of business, my brother and I just put everything together, launched it, and went to PGA shows. We're in the wholesale side of the game for years, and then I'll fast forward to COVID when that kind of took place. We made a brand decision to look ourselves in the mirror and understand like where we were with the brand and what we wanted to be. Our brand wasn't where it wanted to be when we were in the wholesale side first starting out. The reason for that is I think we were chasing business and letting buyers, people in the wholesale space really dictate what we were putting out, and none of it felt really authentic to ourselves and our vision. So when COVID came, we had the opportunity where you can kind of make really not an excuse, but I think people need to understand when COVID happened, people were terrified of what business was, what was going to happen. If you owned a business in time of COVID, you would understand like the future was so bleak.
Yeah.
So my brother and I kind of pulled in a little bit and focused the brand in the direct consumer space and growing from that point and really applying brand to everything. It's big to us. Um, and that's where you have Devereux today is that just a big growth in D2C, understanding who we are as a company, understanding what we're going after, and assembling a good team for all this. So that's where we are today. And then, I'll give you just what Devereux is to us and to people out there. I think what you've seen in the past is just part of a journey to where we're going. 2026 is the year that's really going to define this brand. Um, our first and foremost goal is to be product people at the end of the day. We love product, we create product, we design, draft it. That is really where we see like our creative juices flowing and where this brand is being a fashion provider in the game of golf that isn't copy and paste of all other brands, isn't just the same synthetic polo that you're putting out in 30 SKUs, but having more integrity, more soul in what we're putting out and producing product that really speaks to men of a generation that are dressing the way that we envision people dressing and how we see people dressing. I think there's a generation coming up that is different than the generation that exists maybe in the world of golf and apparel. Uh, and so our main mission and objective is to be that brand for those people uh, and provide quality, quantity, and overall price. That's a big part of the brand is understanding price because the game of golf is just getting more and more expensive, and we always talk about this
It is.
internally. We all love to play, right? We play less because it
Yeah.
costs so much, and then if we go out and you see a cool product, and then it's like, oh shit, like you're paying 120 for a polo, you're paying 250 for a round, whatever it is. I mean, that's like basic Scottsdale rates right now.
Yeah.
That's fine. If people got that cash, great. Our
Yeah.
goal is to grow the game from the standpoint of a little bit more affordability, a little bit more getting everybody in, from understanding that there is price, there is value to certain things. We understand that we also have to make money, so you gotta have strategy there. But our strategy is to just be that provider for the kind of the masses and what golf is right now.
Yeah. Well, that gives me a helpful kind of taste, like insight into what it was like building it. I feel like brands right now, they can go kind of two separate ways. One, like the creative, more, yeah, creative, funky, different route. And then maybe a more like polished, standard Travis Matthew, for example. When did you guys decide that you wanted to be a little bit different? Has that always, that's kind of always been like in your bag, I guess? Um, but like, what was that conversation like when you're like, who do we
Yeah,
want to be? How do we want to position ourselves?
yeah, most definitely. I think you let like your personality, who you are, as a designer or creative or however you envision yourself kind of dictate that world. There's businesses, there's people that create business. uh, like if you just let's just take good for instance, they create a business. It's not really the product that gets people excited, it's the media content, and then they just monetize the media with
Yeah,
the product that's coming out. The product is it's horrid, right? It has no
sure.
soul, it's not put together well. It's just, if you just went through some teenage kid's closet, that's what you're going to get. uh,
Yeah,
that's not our intention with the brand. Our intention is to develop what we believe our style is and showcase that to people. And that's through, I think, just being that way, living that life, having a perspective of like how we dress, what we wear, and what we want to serve people. It really is a large scale art project in a way to put out apparel. You can always throw out the synthetic quarter zips and synthetic polos and run a business where you're offloading that and hitting high revenue marks. But for Devereux, it's more about the integrity of the brand, the integrity of the product, and driving forward what we see generational dressing or fashion is for people in this space of golf. And golf we really love because I think it's a great place for like men to experiment within style, right? It is all something that
yeah,
like we come together
100%.
with, and sometimes you try unique products on the course and you build confidence a little bit that way. I think it's a great stepping stone for guys to maybe understand what quality product is. and how to dress. I think a lot of that's been kind of forgotten in this age, but that's a bigger hurdle to accomplish when talking to people. But it's more
Yeah.
just showcasing that you can be this type of dude and wear the clothes that we create, which our mission is just creating awesome stuff for the next year. We've
Yeah.
had hired a new head of design that is like really turned around what the brand is and the product we're able to push out, the quality of it. I mean, I think people will be completely shocked by what we're able to get accomplished this year.
Yeah. I'm excited. You guys have been a brand that I've really I've followed along with the tour a little bit over the past few years, but only in this past year have I dived pretty deeply into like the culture, the business, the style side of it. And you guys have been some of the ones that just are always top of mind for me as people who are doing it a little bit differently. And I can tell too that you guys have had that in mind as like this is a place for people to go out, experiment a little bit with the way that they dress, the way they express themselves. Because you have some cool, a little bit out there stuff that, from a style perspective, could be considered like taking a risk um, in style. But then you also have some really simple. I got like the essential quarters that for Christmas, and it's like anyone in the world can wear that and look good in it. And it's just kind of a step in that direction of trying to figure out who do I want to be, what do I want to look like on the golf course. So I think that you guys and the brands who champion that aspect of it, almost like giving people an option to transition into kind of the style that they want, is a big win. I think it's cool.
Yeah,
Um,
appreciate that.
yeah, you mentioned COVID being like a huge turning point. Was there, because that's still, I mean, you were 5, 6 years into the business at that point.
Yeah.
Um, were like, had you already reached the point where you were like, there's no turning back, we're going to make this work? Or was that still kind of a shaky, like, we have to figure out how to make this work?
Yeah.
Was it hard? I don't know.
Yeah, I think everything kind of within business when homegrown is hard. Uh especially like the way we go after it, we're self-funded, so a lot of it is difficult, right? I But you can't be scared of like opportunity or even change in that regard. You got to trust your instinct of what you built and where you're going. I think things are hard, but what's hard is like maybe not like I think it's harder to be in a position where you don't see yourself like having your full growth potential as where we were before COVID
Yeah.
versus after today where we fully understand our growth potential. So it was harder to be in that situation where we're serving product and not having like this fulfillment or joy out of what we were doing versus, maybe turning back the clock a little bit and rebuilding like a foundational brand from the standpoint that speaks to who you are and can live, hopefully generation to come and be something that uh, isn't just for the now, but for the future.
Yeah.
That's it. All things were hard, but it's just harder knowing that you don't have like too much bleak involved.
Yeah. I hear that. You guys are completely self-funded. Never brought on any outside capital.
No, we don't have. Yeah. We're a
Um,
small machine over here.
well, is that something you're a big believer in for even for like golf brands that are getting started
No,
now?
well, I say that. I mean, we how we run the financials is different, but like the way we started out was on our, you know, just it's three partners over here, so it's just us, and it's been the way since inception. There's things that we do for acquiring inventory, lines of credits, etc. Running the business that way, but like no, we don't have any VC money, no one behind us, and
Yeah.
the private equity or something to push along. That's what we do. I think we're also understanding like a lot of business these years coming up and seeing where we want to be. Uh, I think sometimes you get really ahead of yourself. I think people think your clock as a brand is 2 years, and if it's not
Yeah.
happening in 2 years, then you pack it in. I think it's much longer than 2 years. My
100%.
Where I am in life, it's 10 years. That's the reality of my situation. Yeah.
Yeah.
So not all things are built overnight. 10 years of grinding at it, and grown us to kind of where we need to be, where we feel comfortable, where we feel like we can take these next steps in business.
Yeah. And I feel like if you do it yourself, like if you bootstrap it, you as a creative person probably appreciate this, but you have complete autonomy, complete creative control to do exactly what you want, which I think is something that, especially if you have more of a creative brand, you've got to think about that. Because if you give VC money in there, they have a way they want it to look. They're going to have a way they want it to operate. So I've always been told, and I've never run a full-fledged business before, but the advice I've been given is like hold off on that for as long as you can. If you really need it, you need it. But
Right.
if you can do it on your own, you know, financially and creative autonomy should pay off in the end.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. That's what we hope so.
yeah. One of the reasons I started doing this, just covering golf and do like a little bit of writing for golf brands, is that it seems like a new golf company is starting up like every single day. It's like something new, whether it's apparel, could be media, could be even like CPG. Like I see so much, like I've connected with a guy who's got like a protein bar that's like golf
Yeah.
specific, electrolyte packs that are golf specific. Where, like, when you think about things like that, do you feel like they're kind of trying to force themselves into something? Do you feel like there's a market for this at scale? I'd be curious to hear your thoughts.
Uh, no, I I don't. I think it's all just kind of like a fad, right? Golf is peaking,
Yeah,
has its moments, and people jump into like say thinking things are easy money, where it's not necessarily right. If you can attach your name to golf, I mean, I see it so much that you're going to make money. That's not the reality of the situation. The reality of the situation is building a business that creates demand. Right at the end of the day, not just throwing the name on it. And I think you see so many brands popping up and people doing these things because it's relatively easy to start a brand. It's one thing to own, operate, and finance a brand. And social media, you can, let's just say I'm going to start a company. I can start an Instagram account before I even have any real company go at it. And you see
yeah,
a lot of that, right? Not all things are what they seem, I think. Business speaks at the end of the day. Having customers speaks at the end of the day. Having experience
yeah,
speaks at the end of the day. Um, like I said, I've been in the golf game before, you know, man, before a lot of the brands. I've been around it before. Grayson, Malbon, these companies were even coming out, even though Grayson's designer was from RLX and he's had skin in the game for forever. Um,
yeah,
but been around like pre that, and I think after like maybe the first initial like Malbon craze of like them having like 4 years in the market, people started viewing golf as cool and more cultural, and then you started seeing the crazy spinoffs of so many companies. And sometimes it's just vultures. Culture vultures is what I call it.
yeah,
I've been
yeah.
kind of uh, stuck to the game longer than I want, to be honest. But
Sure,
it's a good thing. It's a good thing.
sure. Yeah. It's I Do you ever feel like, because you've been at it with Devereux for longer than Malbon has been around, kind of taking a more creative, more stylistic approach to golf. They're seeing kind of maybe more success at scale, but
Oh yeah.
they're both very different. But is that something like, what do you think about that? Obviously, I don't know what their funding is. I know you can take it to yourself and be like, well, we're doing this small scale, lean team. But what do you think when you see a brand like Malvin kind of do what they're doing? Is there inspiration there? Is there some spite there? Is there like, we should be doing something different? What are your thoughts when you kind of evaluate what they're up to?
I think what you just see there is that you just see opportunity of what can be, right? I think
Yeah,
like Steven and Eric have done a good job taking that company to the levels it is. Now, when you get to those levels, things obviously change in life and in business. So, however it's ran and operated is whatever. They've gotten it to that point. People know about it. People talk about it. That's the success that lies within. I don't know anything of their financials, top line revenues, you know,
Yeah.
but they've done the job of what they set out on in the mission, and they're completely successful there. I think there's so much learning to be had from like a brand like that in a way. Uh, I don't think there's any spite. I think there's all just like, I in a way just like kudos, then scratch your head and say like, how so quick?
Yeah.
Those things. But that's just what it is. I think everybody has timing at certain times, right? We all have. You're never going to realize your time if you don't have any skin in the game, right? Your time can be 10 years from now. Your time could be today. Malwon's time was earlier
Yeah.
than a lot of people's, which because they kind of dictated that market. They came out and created that market, and the timing was absolutely perfect for it. Um,
Yeah.
if they came out today, it wouldn't be the same story. So
It,
they
not even
innovated that.
close.
Uh, yeah, and it's just understanding your time. Your time is. I think like with our brand, we sit around and it's we do a lot of things and finally get to a point where we're starting to see like when our time to like grow up and shine is. I think it's relatively like this year, near future.
Yeah.
Kind of moving on it quick, but no, those companies just show hope. At the end of the day, and they give you a blueprint on how things can be done, to dos and not to do. So always love seeing that.
Yeah.
I keep a close eye on. I keep a close eye on probably any and every brand that comes out, just out of curiosity of my
Yeah.
own mind. And it's always interesting to see all moves, whether you just starting or you're 20 years of experience, just to see all things that go on.
Yeah. Are you particularly inspired by any kind of up and comers that you see right now in the golf world? I mean, I can tell. I feel like you guys get some inspiration from probably some brands even outside of the golf world. But as far as golf goes, any brands in particular that you're like, oh, they're doing it the right way?
There are a few brands I think that are doing it the right way. I don't know if we're like so much inspired by like
Yeah.
what they're doing per se. There's so many brands that do cool things. You have all your like emerging brands that you always look at and like, oh man, like the freedom of just being able to design whatever the hell you want and not having to worry about hitting a number is kind of everything
Yeah.
in some regards.
Yeah.
And then you can look at the Manners brand. I think what they're doing is inspirational to at least in terms of just like their media content that they're putting out and that big cinematic
100%.
scene they're creating. That's awesome to me. I don't really know any other brands that I look to really
Yeah.
in the golf world. Not to be that way, but that's just
No, that's
I like golf
to
for
be
what it is
honest.
as a sport.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I like how I perceive playing golf and enjoying it.
Yeah.
And try to keep that as wholesome as possible to
Yeah.
build and always have inspiration. So we look inspiration. We take inspiration just from things, ideas around the office.
Yeah. I was curious if you liked what Manners was doing because it is quite different. It's very
I don't
the
think it's
cinematic
different.
aspect is different. You don't think so?
It's no, it's just
Different from what other
it's just in golf, right? It's just
Yeah.
showcased
Yeah.
in sport. Like the blueprint of it is not different.
right.
It's big cinematic dollars being placed in like these beautiful scenes that people can only dream about. And then you put the product there, you monetize it. I think it's that. I think it's having the budget to go in and the team to execute that. I don't think it's different. I think they have something fantastic. I'd love to know more about like the brand, the people, the
Yeah.
operating, not just like short side. Because I mean that guy's a winner at the end of the day. Like you put him on any brand,
Sure.
you're going to have any type of explosion.
He's awesome.
I think a lot
Yeah.
of it is dependent on that character and person. Um, Manners had their point where they switched brands, right?
Yeah.
Like their identity. I love
Like last year.
No, well, yeah, like
Or was
they
it-
operated a few years before they turned over, which they turned over probably took about 2 years.
Yeah.
And now they claim they want to be like the North Face of golf. Dude's on his game going after that. Like, kick ass, right?
Sure.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
For us, like, you can't wear North Face in Phoenix, Arizona. It's too fucking hot to wear any of that. But
No. 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 Bro, I think you jumped on mute.
what
There
I
you
was
go.
saying is that managers used to have this aesthetic that was different. So what they were doing before was so much more different. They had this, they were working with natural fibers. They were the ones with the pleated pants and all of these looks that was really pressing the boundaries, and it was hard to like turn customers into that look.
Yeah.
And I get kind of why they swayed a little bit, but at that time they were doing it different. That's right now they're just doing it. They're just executing it correctly.
Right.
They're doing like a
Yeah.
beautiful job at it.
Yeah. When you look at their actual apparel lines, it's great. It's great stuff, but it's not necessarily all that different from a style perspective.
Safe.
I love the greenskeeper. Yeah, the trousers are cool, and they're a little bit different, but for the most part, I hear you. What is it for you guys this year? Because you're kind of saying this is a make or break. Not necessarily make or break, but this is the year where you define yourselves, though, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
What does that look like from a strategy standpoint? Design, events, creative. Tell me about it.
Yeah. Emphasis just on product. Everything else flows the way it flows. Events, community, all that is locked and loaded. We've been doing that for a few years, and it's just continuing on that gas pedal of all that. Creative, I always think we can get better. We can always achieve more and get better. But the real, I think, gauge is our product and our product offering. Of course, I know what it takes to like make product. I know what it takes to like get product to customers. To do what we're doing, offering so many unique pieces, offering such a robust fashion line, we'll really see this kind of kick off in fall 26, is unlike a lot of what people are doing in the golf space. I think we're unafraid to push our aesthetic. We're unafraid to push what is different in the space of golf, and like a well-rounded assortment of all these things at such a great quality that people will be. I think people will be shocked. Like what they'll probably see or perceive Devereux when they order it, and the product they get, they'll be like, wow, this exceeds my expectations of what I was going to get.
Yeah.
Biggest goal is just that, is showcasing that we are going to be the best at making product in 2026. No doubt in my mind in what we're doing in terms of quality and styles.
And I think the consumer will feel that too, because it is at a fair price point. I mean, that you mentioned that's an important piece for you, but that's where kind of the surprise comes in, where it's like I can get something for $80 that someone else is charging way more for. Comes to my door, I put it on, I'm like, this is worth maybe even more. So I think you're nailing it so far.
Until you owe somebody, then the price has to go up.
That's right. You've got two other co-founders, right? Brother,
yes.
And then who else?
Just a partner of ours from back home. He just remains silent. Yeah. Just helps with as well.
Okay.
But my brother and I are
so you and your
creators.
Got it.
And everything. Yeah.
Cool. How's that relate? Like working with your brother, you love it? Does it get tense? Is it?
Yeah.
What are the pros and cons of the working with family?
It's everything you think it'd be. It has its moments. It's a tough one because it is good to have like shared successes, right?
Yeah.
Because there's no one like family at the end of the day, and having those shared successes only means so much more. Now the hardships are what you got to be really good about handling, because there's a lot of that. I think we have a really good relationship given 10 plus years at business and doing this and continuing on. And I think it's only getting stronger too. You know, we have our ebbs and flows, but there's just more flows in the future, just by our brand, everything just operating better and smoother, and understanding roles and responsibilities, treating it like a business, and having that understanding makes it better. But yeah, all things are good. I mean, it's your classic brother story. You're gonna fight, you're gonna hug, you're gonna party, you're gonna do all the things. So
Yeah. I remember I was listening to some podcast. I think it was like How I Built This. The Guy Raz, I don't know. Interviewed the Faraday brothers. Started Faraday.
yeah,
They're twins. One guy was like, did design school, worked at Ralph Lauren for 5 years. The other guy did like business, finance, whatever. And so they had these very complementary like skill sets going into business together, building a fashion clothing brand. Do you guys have different skill sets? Are you both very design focused, creative focused?
no,
How does that
skills.
work?
Very different skill sets.
Okay.
I do all things creative. He does all things operational. So
Okay.
yeah, we're very different in that regard. So that
Feels like-
helps.
Yeah, I would think it.
He counts
It
the
has
money, I
to.
spend the money type of
Yeah.
dynamic.
Yeah, that's where I can see the butting heads until it works. Then that's where the hugs come in.
Yeah, but there's butting heads in any business that does that, right? That's just the nature of the game. You
Yeah.
gotta show me how you're spending money,
That's
how
cool.
you're doing it correctly.
Yeah. Well, anything else from you as far as like things you're excited about in the golf world, the way it's changing, the way it's evolving? How do you feel like Devereux fits into that evolution? Because I mean, you're at the forefront of it. You're seeing it happen. You've seen it happen.
Yeah, I don't know exactly how it's. I know it's evolving to get more people in the game. I don't know what its like trajectory actually is, because there's so much noise. I
Yeah.
think there's a lot of opportunity that exists within golf. There's a lot of need for quality versus noise in golf right now. To have someone that is like reliable that you can come to, whether I'm listening to somebody, buying something from somebody, because there's so much noise. It's a time where like you got to find the mainstays of what everything is, and the guys that do it well.
Yeah.
So I don't know exactly like where that evolution goes. There's so many like different, like slightly different pillars in which golf takes, and it's kind of which route you want to be on for it. Where in the past it was just one. It was just one, just tracking the PGA Tour. But now it's become such a bigger operating business that there's a couple different pillars of it. I think just like overall, like I'm excited for like what's to come within the sport. I still think the sport. I think it took a step back in the recent year in terms of like opening up itself to people in a way.
Yeah.
Like even the tour, I think like some of the things they do just don't seem very authentic in itself. They always find a way to make things seem harder to make the game more attainable than actually making it more attainable, even though they say what their mission is. I just feel like they kind of end up doing the opposite. I just think golf itself needs like a big growth. Everybody's just very like advantageous on out here in Phoenix, like making money on a round. I get it.
Yeah.
We're paying so much money that you kind of lose sight of the game. It's easy to quit going to the course when it costs so much. It's easy to quit interacting with golf when everything costs so much. It's one of those ones that you cut off like in your New Year's goals. Like, man, some people say I'm gonna play more golf, or some people say like I played a lot last year. I need to play less golf, or like my relationship.
Can't play that much golf. Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
I just think there needs to be like a time where everything is hyperspeed. That it just needs to plateau in terms of anything foundational going on. Like I said, the people listen to the course is not trying to rob us blind with their dynamic pricing and stuff. So
Yeah. I was pleasantly surprised. I grew up in Arkansas, moved out to LA. My wife was in law school out there. The municipal courses out in LA were like not that expensive. They're municipals. They're not like great, but you could get out there and play for, $40. You can get out there and play for $65 at a prime time Saturday morning, and it's better there than it is in Nashville. And so it's like some places I think have tried to keep that, like keep the main thing, and keep it easy and accessible, but you also can hardly get a tee time out there now, so it's also
Yeah.
tough. Um,
Well, because they went to that
so
phase where
pros
people
and
were buying tea times, right? And they had to like block
yeah,
that in
there's
LA. Like those are the things that are outside of the business
yeah,
that are hurting the game of golf. Like it's
yeah,
become such a money grab that it's a game where it's hard to get people just to come to the table. But when they're at the table, like we got to keep them around longer
yeah,
because the addiction to the game is real.
100%. How how do you feel like I saw something 2024? There were like 3 million new golfers. I don't know. That may have been in the U.S. I think it's in the U.S. How do you feel like is your job to capture some of these new people that are new to golf that are kind of looking for things to consume, media outlets, apparel, or are you still trying to find the people that are they've been in golf for a while but they haven't seen you? Like where do you feel like the opportunity is? I know it's everywhere, but like where do you feel like you focus?
Yeah, I think you have focus on those guys that are new to the game or guys that just started the game just because they don't know which direction to go or really what the game has to entail. And I feel like we have a little more of an expert voice on like what golf truly is and the way that we view it. But getting people to come play or just hit balls and interact, it just opens it up. And we create networks where people meet each other and we'll go golf after that. Whether we have like an event that showcases like our apparel. We'll do like local meetups where just people come through and hit on sims, or we play 9 holes. It just gets people really in this world of experiencing golf with other people and not having this intimidating factor. Because if I just like, okay, I'm gonna try golf, I go get some clubs, and I go out to a course by myself. That is the worst feeling in the world. That is so hard and not fun.
Yeah.
Because you got no one to share it with, and the sport's already
Yeah.
hard. Like you need always constant like development and help. Th- that's what I want to be as a brand. Is always
Yeah.
be that for people, be there for people that they feel comfortable coming to this company to experience, what this game may have to offer.
Yeah. Um, do you have kids? I feel like I hear some kids in the
Yeah,
back.
I got 3 kids.
Yeah. Is that how fun is that? Are they young?
7, 6, and 2. Yeah,
It's big time.
yeah.
Um, do you feel like being a business owner? I mean, you're probably busy as anyone, but can maybe control your calendar a little bit. How do you feel like running a business, running a family? How do those go together?
Well, I only know one thing, so I have nothing to compare it on. But
Right,
it is
right,
it is just understanding what's important. It's family before business
right.
to me, and business helps situations within family, but time spent with kids, you can't get it back. Can't get back
No.
any of it. So I provide a lot of work-life balance and lots of focus and attention on the kids. Whether it's if I have to go pick them up from school and hang out with them for 3 hours, then I put in the work after hours from like 9 to
Yeah.
midnight. It's those sacrifices. I have to make those sacrifices. The kids don't. So
Yeah.
it's everything, though, man. It's everything. It's just life, and you just gotta learn to kind of go with it. 3 kids is not easy, uh, but I
Can't
wouldn't
imagine.
trade it for anything. Do you have kids?
Yeah. No kids yet.
No
No.
kids.
Um,
It's well, it's the best thing I've ever done for myself is have kids, have
yeah.
something else. Uh, it ranks number one. So there's
It's
that.
awesome. Cool. Well, we can leave it at that. I wanted to ask you what your favorite Devereux piece is right now. Is it what you're wearing? The little sweater hoodie?
Yeah, this right now, these fly. These are fisherman knits, man. We haven't come
Sweet.
out in seasonal colors, but I've been living in
Yeah.
this lately. So this is top of the top right now. But we have so much coming out, man, for spring. We drop a spring collection Friday, next Thursday or Friday. And then waste management collection, then a spring 2 delivery in March, a few partnerships.
Y'all go pretty hard for the waste management Phoenix Open. I mean, it's like your little home tournament almost. Yeah.
You come out, man. You come out. We'll get you a ticket. We'll put you on a site. Come experience it.
Hey.
We have a.
You don't have to ask
16.
me twice. I'll be there.
Suite at 16. Connect with me afterwards, and I'll get it locked in. It's fun.
Okay.
We're hosting.
I'll hold you to that. You know.
I hope you do. We're also hosting golf camp, which I don't know if you've heard of golf camp in the past.
Yeah.
We do it with Del Campo Course Maps. It's like like a market place for partying and emerging golf brands. So we're doing that Friday waste management weekend downtown Phoenix at a warehouse. And trying to get people to sign up and come through, and it really is just a big networking event.
Yeah.
So that's
the best. That's that's why I'm going down to the PGA show. You guys are kind of like we're D2C now. We don't need that whole thing, but someone like me trying to get in there.
We used to go to the PGA show, and it's good for brands. Dude, that's you pay a lot of money to pop up as a brand. Like the space, you could just pay $30,000 just for the footprint, and then you have to build on top of that, and then you have to generate. It's a lot. It's hard, and a lot of brands feel like they have to go. Our job is to say someone
got me a ticket, and I'm going down, and
Absolutely.
I'm just gonna have a QR code. They can sign up for my newsletter. I'll get their emails. I'll see if they need some PR, comms help. I'll write some stuff for them. Whatever.
It's a great place to be.
Grow the business from there. So
they make a lot of connections there.
Yeah, that's the goal. That's the goal. Okay, well, we'll be in touch. I appreciate you jumping on. This was fun. I'll see if I can chop this up, put it on the YouTube, and maybe get you some assets if you want it. But
why not? Awesome.
This was great.
Yeah, man.
Cool.
I'm excited for like what you got going on too, and your way about like the media and golf. Just keep hammering through, man.
Thank you. It's also noisy. It
is.
Some might say we need more. Some might say we need less. I think I provide a unique enough perspective to where it could be cool. So awesome. Well, thank you, Bert.
Right on,
we'll be in touch.
Thanks, Luke.
Hey, have a great day.
See ya.
Peace. That's it. That's Bert. And that's me. You saw minute 40. Bert said, please do. When I said, I'll hold you to it. So by the time you're watching this, I may still be in Alabama, but soon on a flight to Phoenix. WM Phoenix Open. Saturday, Sunday. This golf camp thing he's talking about on Friday. Awesome. I just feel like a lot of doors have opened in this space for me. I pray that continues. I feel like this has been really cool. I've gotten to meet a lot of really cool people, have a lot of really cool conversations with great people in this space. That's what I want to continue. I've got a lot of fun dreams for this, both on the content side, on the writing side, I'm excited. I'll bring you guys a big recap from the WM, but I'm working on some other things too. So I appreciate you guys. You are a small but mighty crew. Thankful for y'all. So like and subscribe. More like this to come. Peace.